I'm live. Okay, hey y'all. Let's see if I can get some better lighting going on here. All right, so today's video, I'm going to be talking about throat chakra. So this is the introduction to the throat chakra. The throat chakra is the fifth chakra, okay, and it's one of the higher chakras, okay, because we've already discussed the lower chakras, which is where your ego resides, okay, and I did a series of videos on the heart. And now we're getting into the throat chakra. Now, I've said on videos before, the throat chakra and the solar plexus chakra, those two were the chakras that I've always had the biggest issues with growing up. With the solar plexus being one that I still have to work on a lot. Now, the throat chakra, I've noticed that the more I've worked on my sacral chakra, the better the throat chakra has gotten. And I came to find out that those two chakras are connected. And if you look in the Patreon, I did show a picture of what your tonsils look like, and it looks like your tonsils, like your throat, it looks just like your vagina. Okay, they look exactly alike. So they're connected. They're very much connected. Your sacral chakra is really about the feeling of your desires, your emotions, and your throat chakra is you being able to communicate that and being able to manifest your desires into reality. Okay, so it's connected. And so I'm just going to read from my notes just a little bit what I have, and y'all know as I get channels, I'm going to, you know, talk about that as well, so whatever comes through. So the throat chakra, like I said, is the fifth chakra. It's located in the base of your throat. It's located right here. It's located in the base of your throat, also too in the back of your neck as well. The color is blue. The color is blue. And it's all about expression and manifestation, as I stated. Now, like I said, like for me as a child, this one was I had the most issues with. I always, as a child, always kept strep throat. Even growing up as a teenager, I had trouble expressing myself, speaking up for myself. Um, it will always sometimes feel like something was stuck in my throat, a lump was in my throat. And that was due to the throat chakra. And the reason why that happened is because as a child, like, um, I used to feel like when I would say things, when I would express myself, I would either get laughed at, because as a child, like I was always out there. Like I was always thinking outside of the box. I was always saying things that, you know what I'm saying, most people that around me just didn't understand. So when I would speak my truth, which is speaking from my intuition, just, my higher self, because as a child, that's all you can do. Like children are walking around as their higher self because they haven't had that damage done to them by society. So they're speaking their truth. But adults, that they shut that down in me. I was ridiculed for things that I would say. Sometimes my mom, she was like, "You talk too much. You," because I was real talkative as a child. You talk too much. You need to shut up sometimes. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I probably would say things that I probably shouldn't have said, but I feel like, you know what I'm saying, her being the adult, she could have taught me better, not like shut me down, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay. Like I know she was just doing the best she could do. But it's just not her, it happened in school too with like teachers, even kids like would laugh at me, some of the things I would say. And so when that would happen, I just started shutting down and I just stopped talking and I became like an introvert. So that's how I know like being an introvert really, it's not really natural to who I am. It's just who I became because I was shut down. You know what I'm saying? So it had an effect on my throat chakra. When your your throat chakra is connected to issues, so if you have like asthma, neck problems, issues with your lung, you have a hyperactive thyroid, like I said, throat issues, jaw issues with your just your vocal cords, your respiratory system, even issues with like your teeth and your tongue and your jaw, that shows that your throat chakra isn't, because y'all know I don't like to say closed or open, but it's not operating how it should be. Now, there are some people who have throat chakras that are just overactive, because you have the throat chakra sometimes can be slowed down with energy, what I'm saying, bogged down emotions and energy, which was the issue with me, which is why I became shy and withdrawn. But then you have other people, through trauma and different things, it made them become the opposite. So it made them be like very aggressive in their communication, not caring about the feelings of others, not listening to others, just, you know what I'm saying, just lashing out at people. That's also a sign that you have issues within your throat chakra too. Okay. Um, so yeah, and me finding out that it affects we know your tongue, of course, but your teeth too, like your mouth issues, like issues with your mouth. If you've had like a lot of issues with your teeth, um, that is a telltale sign you're not really expressing yourself the way you need to express yourself in a creative way. You're not speaking from your highest self, you know. Um, so yeah. So but again, with me, it left me like shy, like a really shy, withdrawn individual, when really that's not who I was. I just became that way due to the programming. Okay. Um so let me see what I wrote here. I'm trying to go through the notes here because it is a lot to cover. I'm gonna try to cover as much as I can, but I don't want to make the video too long because I'm going out of town for Thanksgiving. But so it says here the spiritual function of the throat chakra. It says the passage of Kundalini to the highest, most refined levels of awareness in the upper chakras, making the mind pure as space. When Kundalini manages to pass through the throat chakra, a major step in ego transcendence is achieved. So the throat chakra is like the gatekeeper. It's the gatekeeper to the higher realms, to your higher selves, your higher chakras. Okay. It is the gate through which our inner world comes out to be shown in the outer world. Okay, and just the same through which the outer world enters our inner world to influence us. This means that one knows exactly what one wants to convey out of their inner world, when and how. This is when you have like perfect mastery over your self-expression. Okay, so you'll know when to say things, when not to say things, and it'll be coming from your inner self, your high, you know what I'm saying, your divine self, your highest self. um when you really have this, your throat chakra down pat. And again, this is like a higher frequency. So I would say that not a lot of people at all have mastered the throat chakra, honestly. You can take speech classes and communication classes, like, people, different salespeople and stuff like that. That are really good with communication, and you can practice it. But again, the throat chakra is about speaking your truth. So it's about speaking, really from the heart. This is how the heart expresses itself, through the throat chakra. So I'm not talking, like, don't get it confused with people who are like good salespeople or can communicate well. Those are skills that can be learned. That's actually in school. That was a skill that I wanted to learn, and so I took, like, communication classes, speech classes, debate, things like that, so that I can practice communication. However, this is not like what we're talking about. Like, this is more of you, a self expression, and that you do that through your throat chakra. So it's being able to express your needs and your wills, okay? Um, it's not demanding, or anything like that. It's just you expressing yourself and you speaking things into manifestation. All right. So you could be a person that's really talkative, or you could be a person that's really quiet. That's pretty much how that goes when your throat chakra is not working how it should be working. Okay. It says that blockages in the throat chakra is really caused by not speaking, thinking, and living in alignment with your personal highest truth. And for a lot of people, we're not doing that because we just don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? We don't know because we're under, a lot of us, especially those of us who live in the United States, a lot of programming, we're under a lot of mind control. So, even though we're talking, when people are talking, they're not really talking from they're not speaking their truth, and because they're not aligning with it. So that's how, like, some people, they make it sound like they're speaking their truth, but when they get, like, those type of people who, let's say, are on TV or on social media, and it seems like they're speaking their truth, but a lot of times they are speaking their truth, but they're not living their truth. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's still them not living. They're really not exercising and using their throat chakra how it should be used, because they're not really living what they're speaking about. Okay. So this, okay. Not living in your own truth sometimes leads to constantly receiving the voices of others and their truth and convictions, and being influenced by them. Again, like, be easy to be influenced, easy to be mind controlled. When you aren't living and speaking your truth, it's really easy for you to accept someone else's truth or accept someone else's ideas as your own. You know what I'm saying? And be influenced by that. Okay. So again, this is the center of higher creativity energy. Okay. Just like the sex chakra, this is the sacral chakra I was just talking about. It governs self-expression, creativity, self-esteem, and communication. Its creative energies are strongly linked with the sex chakra, and if one is blocked, it's very likely that the other one have problems. So that's what I was just talking about. How, as I worked on my sacral chakra, I was I was noticing I was able to express myself a whole lot better. And the issues that I used to have with my throat, just feeling like a lump was in my throat, couldn't get things out. Okay, I always constantly have to, you know what I'm saying? That's because it was something wanting to get out, but I feel like I couldn't express that. I didn't feel safe. Okay, but now I don't feel that way, because I'm working through that. So, um, So yeah, so this is all about just mental, emotional expression through thought, speech, and writing. This throat chakra, your throat chakra gives you like amazing powers when it's working how it should be. It gives you power over your reality and your future. Like for those who have mastered the throat chakra, literally they're able to speak things into existence. And that's why you have to work on the lower chakras, because just imagine you vibrating at the lower chakras, your lower frequency, and your everything you speak about comes true. That would be disastrous. Okay? But the way this works is once you mastered these lower chakras and you work your way up to the throat chakra, your higher level chakras, you can pretty much just talk things in existence. You can say things and they'll come true. Seriously. And you can see like a little bit of that now. Y'all ever, because you ever told a lie and then it came true? You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to be careful about what you lie about. Like, you can't say, oh, I'm sick, I can't come today. And then the next thing you know, you actually end up getting sick. So it's a lot of responsibility that comes with having these powers. So that's why you have to be operating, I feel, at a high frequency, okay, to master this. Like you know what I'm saying? In order to master this, you have to be vibrating at a high frequency. I'll say that. Okay, so again, if this chakra is way down, you're gonna be very timid. You're gonna be very timid, shy. You're gonna feel weak. You can't express your thoughts clearly. Okay, because that's how I used to be, very shy, very timid. When someone asks me something, like it would be hard for me to like tell you what I'm talking about, or express what I'm trying to say. And like I said, I've gotten better as I'm doing the work or whatever. I'm getting better. I'm definitely not timid or shy anymore, which was crazy because I would act like that, but as a child, like I always like to perform. I always like to be on the stage in the camera, even though I was shy. I don't know, it's weird. I'm trying to figure out why I was like that, but I always loved being on camera. I wanted to be an actress and all of that, but yet like being around regular people, like let's say we was like a group of us, talking. I used to be shy and not want to talk and be timid, and not express myself. And again, that came from trauma, from like childhood and school and things like that. And so you carry that with you when you as an adult. It's really crazy how that works. Being afraid to confront people, that whole confrontation thing. Um, just shied away from any of that because I felt like I wasn't able to express myself. Um, like that was like the hardest. That's just the hardest thing for me growing up. But I'm so happy that now that I'm in a place that's so much better. Because just imagine just being so insecure and so timid and so shy and not being able to express yourself the way it needs to be expressed, like, and holding back, and then even people not respecting you or looking at you like you crazy because you're just so shy and timid. And it was a lot, y'all. I wish I knew about chakras back then, but it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. But I feel like if I hadn't gone through that I would have been able to accomplish a lot more in my younger years. But it's again, that's nothing that I dwell on because everything happens as it should. You know what I'm saying? But I just think about like I would have been in like a cheerleader. I would have been in dance and all those things to express myself that I wanted to do, but I was afraid to do it. But it's okay. I'm doing what I love now. So, so yes. let's see. I feel like I had something else, but I think that was it. That was it. So I know I put something about the entities because y'all know. Um, I talked to a lady last week. I would call her a shaman. I don't even know if she calls herself a shaman, but that's how I would describe her. She's a healer, basically. And she works with removing entities, parasitic beings that attach themselves to us. And so I ended up getting a body scan, and she told me like all the areas that I needed to work on, and even where she's seen some attachments. I'm gonna try to see if I can get her to come and do a Patreon with us so she could talk about these beings, these astral beings, and how they connect themselves to us and stuff, because I'm telling you, like, it really does exist. And so for me, there was an entity in my throat, like a wiggly entity. She said, but it was not too bad. But what they do is they feed off of low vibes, and so you do have to, like, you could do all the work that you want, but if you don't get rid of these entities, things will still come back up and trigger you. So I'm working with her now, and we're working on clearing these entities up from me. And she's teaching me how to do it myself so that I'll come back and I'll teach y'all how to do it. Um, I wrote something down about these entities, like how to know if you do have entities. But when your throat chakra isn't working properly, you're not going to be able to be your authentic self. You're going to keep that hidden in the dark because you feel like if you show people your true self, they're not going to accept you. So you keep it hidden in the dark. You just, you know what I'm saying? Even if you aren't shy and timid, you know what I'm saying? Even if you're like aggressive and you talk too much, that's still a sign of you hiding something. You know how they say people that talk too much are hiding something? Well, that's what they get that from. Um, so yeah, and it's just very frustrating to live that way, not really speaking your truth and being your authentic self. It really is. Um, I thought I wrote something down. Yeah, so here we go. So in the throat chakra, if there's entities that are in your throat chakra, they're gonna make you feel shy, insecure, make it hard for you to communicate with other people, especially new people. It's going to be hard for you to confront people, and you're more than likely will avoid facing problems, conflict, and anything unpleasant. People with entities in their throat chakra are being kept from sharing their truth with other people to help them. And I feel like that was the main reason, because I know I came back to this planet to help heal others, to spread a message. So why not would an entity be play? You know what I'm saying? Of course, they're going to place it in my throat chakra. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so on the next video, I will be talking about how the solutions in healing. Um, and I'll be back next week. I hope that y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. At least just enjoy some good food and be with your family and friends. And yeah, so I will see y'all on the next video, and hopefully I can get her to come on and do a segment where we talk about these entities, because it's very important that we understand what they are and how to get rid of them so that we can live our best authentic life. All right, y'all. So I will see y'all on the next live. Bye.